Hello, I'm Mac Brunson, and this is At This Time. He was born Jean-Baptiste Poquelin, but we know him best as Molière. We know him because he was a great French writer, actor. In fact, he is called the French Shakespeare. He was to the French language what Shakespeare was to the English language. He was born in a very rich family, well-to-do family. In fact, his father was a servant to the king of France. He took care of the bedchamber. He took care of all of the furniture and the carpets in the palace of the Louvre. It was when the Louvre was where the king of France lived instead of Versailles. That would come under Louis XIV, who, by the way, became a very good supporter of Molière. He loved Molière, and Molière loved him, and in fact knew that the king loved ballet. And because of that, he wrote in a new style. He wrote plays in a new way, where the actors would all stop, break into song, and dance. Now, we know that as a modern-day musical. Well, that's what he did for Louis XIV. The interesting thing is this, is that on February the 17th, 1673, Molière was acting in one of his own plays. The play is this. It was La Malade Imaginaire, the imaginary invalid, or the invalid who thought he was invalid. It was about a hypochondriac. And that was the part he was playing. The interesting thing is this, is that in the middle of playing this hypochondriac, he actually becomes ill. He falls into a coughing fit, but he weaves it into the play. It becomes part of the play. He will not break character. He will not go out of the character, and somehow he muddles through it. But the tragedy is on this very date, February the 17th, 1673, hours after he had just played that part, he died. Now, here is the twist. The twist is this. There are a lot of people who think they can act their way into the Christian life. That if I act Christian enough, it must mean that I'm Christian. I can act my way into belief. I can act my way into heaven. I want you to listen to what Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 13. He says, test yourselves to see if you're in the faith. Examine yourselves. Or do you not recognize this about yourself, that Jesus Christ is in you, unless indeed you fail the test? You can't play at the Christian life and really be a Christian. You can't play at faith and have the assurance of heaven. Trust in Christ. And that is At This Time.